Hi, my sweet friends, and welcome. I'm Cassandra. This is Yoga for Sleep. This evening, we are going to focus on two things: falling asleep quickly and any nighttime wake ups or struggles with sleeping at night, such as insomnia. So, all you need is possibly something like a pillow or a blanket to sit on. Otherwise, let's go ahead and begin. Hopefully, this is the end of your bedtime ritual, so you are already dressed for bed, teeth are brushed, your phone is off, you won't be answering any more messages or emails, lights are nice and low. I also have all sorts of tips I can give you for a bedtime routine, and just let me know if you're interested in the comments below, and I will go ahead and add those to our next video. All right, so let's begin in a comfortable seat. If you want to, you can raise your hips. So you can either sit on top of something or you can sit crisscross and have your tush up high. So I like to sit in hero's pose with my tush back on my heels. And so for that, you kind of need something in between your legs and you're sitting on, like a bolster. If this is not comfortable, just move it or get rid of it completely. The key is comfort here. So we are going to move our nervous system from the sympathetic into the parasympathetic. So we want to move out of fight, flight, and freeze and into rest and digest. So we do that with breath and slow movement, keeping our heart rate down. So look around your room just for cues of comfort and security. So one way we move into the rest and digest is by noticing and feeling safety. So look around, notice the things that you always see that keep you nice and safe. Get like nice and snugly and comfortable. Maybe put on a sweater, whatever you need to do, okay? If you feel safe, close your eyes. Maybe just begin rolling the shoulders up, back, and down a couple times to encourage a nice tall spine. Just taking any movements you need to in order to settle into stillness. So I can show you this really funky breath work we're going to do today. I'm stoked and I can't wait to hear your feedback on this breath work. So this is a cooling breath work. This is super useful if you're just feeling hot, overheated, maybe overwhelmed, or if you experience something like hot flashes. This is also very cooling for your body. Okay, so we're going to use the tongue and an open mouth to inhale and exhale. We're going to roll our tongue. If you can't roll your tongue, you're just going to kind of like stick your tongue out of your mouth a little bit. I'm going to show you. The point here is to slow down the breathing. So when the breath is kind of struggling to come in and out through these little holes, the breath is going to be super slow. So if you can curl the tongue, you're going to curl the tongue into like a little straw and you're going to breathe in and out through the tongue. It looks like this. So you'll notice as you are practicing right now that the breath is very constricted. It's moving super slowly. So go ahead and move the tongue a little bit if you need some more oxygen coming in. If you can't curl your tongue, just stick it out like so. So again, and just continue that practice on your own. The breath is super constricted. If you really don't like this, then just take a break, breathe in and out of your nose. Okay, so let's practice it together. Breathing in and out slowly. And as you're breathing, just continuing to relax your muscles down on the exhale. Just allow your bed to hold you, your blanket or your bolster to support your body weight entirely. Just using some of the muscles in your body in order to sit upright. And honestly, if it feels better, you can just move to lying down on your back so you can relax every single muscle except for the muscles in your tongue and your mouth that you are using for this breath work. Keep going. You might need to take a break. If you feel lightheaded at all, just might be a little bit of a signal that you're not getting enough oxygen. So you might want to just close the lips, breathe in and out of the nose for several cycles, and move back to the breath if it feels good. If not, just take long, slow, deep breaths in and out of the nose. Let's do a couple more rounds here together. All right, friends. Go ahead and seal the lips. Maybe take a swallow. Relaxing the muscles of the forehead, eyebrows, and eyes. And let's begin by taking just a very gentle stretch over to the left, a little twist of the spine. So left hand comes behind your tush, right hand comes right in front of you or on the outside of the left thigh. We're just twisting to the left. If you're lying down, you can just take a supine spinal twist here. So just dropping maybe the knees to one side and twisting in the opposite direction. Very gently just change sides. So remember, when we're stretching before bed, we're not like getting crazy here. We're just doing some very gentle stretches that feel really good. We don't want to hurt ourselves or strain any parts of our body. Beautiful. Coming back to center, and let's pick up the hands and just kind of give them a shake. Take them in front of you, pointing the fingers down and then up. So just bringing some really beautiful movement into the wrists, maybe drawing circles, whatever feels good. Arms come up. If your shoulders feel comfortable with this, interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling, lengthen the arms, but don't go crazy here, okay? Don't max out that elbow flexibility here. Keep a nice little micro bend in the elbow. You don't have to go crazy. I'm using that word a lot, sorry. I mean it in a good way. All right, from here, you can either stretch left and right, or if that doesn't feel good, you can use your right arm to wrap around your left forearm and then stretch over to the right, stretching the left side body just nice and gently. And then you can change sides. So just moving slowly here with the breath. Inhaling, switching sides, exhaling, holding that stretch, maybe looking up and under the arm, just opening the chest. Beautiful. All right, hands come down. Just go ahead and shake it out. Allow the blood to flow here. All right, so let's move into hands and knees. So you might want to move your pillow or your blanket. Just set it to the side. Come on down to your tabletop position. So hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. And let's just begin. Bend the elbows slightly with a nice flat back. So you're looking several inches in front of your fingers, maybe pulling the navel up toward the spine, like your back is a table. Beautiful. If you'd like to bump your hips to the left and the right here to begin, you can do that. Or you can just go ahead and drop into your cat-cows. So dropping the belly, lifting the tush, lifting the head. And then exhale, just go ahead and reverse that, pulling the navel up towards the spine. Go ahead and move at your own pace. So again, you do not have to max out here. You're just moving super slowly and gently. The goal is to stretch our muscles and to keep our breathing nice and slow. So if we're kind of maxing out, we're not going to be able to keep the breath long and deep and slow. So just kind of doing like mini cat-cows here. All right, when that feels complete, you're just going to walk your hands forward a little bit, bring the hips down to the bed, bend the elbows if this is too intense for your back. We're just going to take a couple of rolling cobras. So go ahead and lower the chest down to the bed. Inhaling, roll up. Exhaling, roll down. So just move at your own pace. Only coming up as high as feels good. Taking one more. Beautiful. Go ahead and stack your hands. Allow the forehead to rest on stacked hands, and then go ahead and start shaking the hips left and right, releasing the lower back, the hips, the groin, relaxing the muscles of the face, the forehead, eyebrows, eyes, neck, jaw. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths here. All right, friends. If you're feeling for a child's pose, you can go ahead and sit back into a child's pose. And if not, go ahead and meet us lying down on your back. The choice is yours. And just noticing what you need in this moment and taking it. Keeping the breath long and smooth. When you're ready, just moving on to the back. If you're not there already, just come down nice and gently. Maybe taking some windshield wipers, soles of the feet on the bed, and just dropping the knees left and right. Taking your time. Noticing where your breath is at. You might even want to take that cooling breath again by rounding the tongue or sticking the tongue out and constricting the breath. All right, from here, let's go ahead and hug our right knee into our chest. You can send the left leg out nice and long if you want. And just drawing circles with the toes. Beautiful. From here, if you want to take half happy baby, we're going to transition by holding the outside of our right foot and then bending at the knee, opening the right hip. You can also hold on the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. If you want to deepen this stretch, you can extend the right leg, careful not to lock out at the right knee joint, just to protect that joint. Be nice and gentle. Maybe just playing back and forth here, not taking it too seriously. Just stretching. The key really is to notice your breath and keep your breath nice and long, slow and smooth, gentle. All right, friends. So we're going to keep our right leg folded in. It's like we're doing tree pose lying down. So the bottom of the right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. Take your arms up above your head. We're going to bend over to the right. So take your whole upper body over to the right, feeling the stretch in the left side body. You can interlace the fingers again here, maybe pointing the left toe, stretching the left leg or flexing it, just noticing what feels good. And you can even use your right hand to wrap around your left forearm to very gently deepen the stretch in the left side body. Then come back through center. Go ahead and send the right leg out long. Hug the left knee in. Point and flex the toes, the feet. Draw circles. Either stay here or take that half happy baby. No rush. Maybe playing with straightening and bending here. And just notice how this side feels different than the other side, or maybe similar. Beautiful. Then go ahead and take your lying down tree pose. So the sole of the left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Point and flex the right foot. Notice where you like it. Arms come up above head, and then we're going to stretch over to the left. Interlace the fingers the funky way, so opposite thumb on top, just to keep balance. Then if you want to deepen the stretch, you can reach for your forearm and very gently pull over. Just being super gentle with your body. Coming back to center, we're going to hug our knees into our chest nice and wide. So if you want to use your hands, you can either bring them behind your thighs, right under the crease of your knee, and pull your knees in, or if you want to, you can reach for the tops of the knees very gently. And we're just going to sway side to side, kind of opening the hips here as we move. So there's kind of no right or wrong way to do this. We're just lubricating the hip joints, massaging the glutes, and either stick with that or you can draw circles with the knees. And just play here. Notice what feels good. Move in opposite direction. You might not really need to use your hands very much, maybe just a little. Hands are nice and light on the knees. Beautiful. Let's send our arms and our legs up to the ceiling, point and flex the hands and the feet. If you want to take a nice big straddle pose or ecstatic baby here, you're going to bend your knees, reach for your big toes with your peace fingers. You can straighten the legs and just stay here with feet flexed. You can also open the legs nice and wide. Keep a micro bend at your knees. Really protect those joints. Super important. Try to keep your lower back down, so really flexing the pelvis a little bit to find that opening. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths here. And if you can't reach your toes, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned, you can just reach behind the thighs or the calves and just open the legs if that feels comfortable to you. You can even reach for the inside of the calves, down toward the ankle, and kind of using your leverage here, you can get a deeper opening, but take it super gentle, super easy. Gorgeous, my friends. All right. Take the hands and the feet up to the ceiling one more time. Maybe give them a shake. Whatever feels good. And then we're going to take the soles of the feet together. If you'd like, you can bring pillows or blankets under the thighs. And if you don't like this position at all, this butterfly pose, just go ahead and take whatever final resting posture is your favorite. Palms are facing down on the belly or the chest. Just feeling the belly expand as you breathe deeply in and out of the nose. If you want to take that breathwork practice one more time, you can curl the tongue or stick it out. Let's do a couple rounds together. Just noticing where you're holding tension. By bringing awareness to those muscles that we're holding tension in, it really helps us to release that tension. Just allow your body to sink into the bed. Let me know how you liked this practice. Let me know what you would like to see. I have had some interest in Kundalini yoga, so if you are interested in that, let me know. Maybe restorative. And this is where I leave you this evening. I hope you have a really beautiful sleep. Good night.